If no one has taken the time to explain to you what the home buying process looks like, this video is exactly for you. This is exactly what I tell all of my buyers when I first start working with them. So if you're thinking about relocating to Salt Lake City and you're considering jumping in the housing market, this is the 5-step process to buying a house. Hey, this is Scott. Stick around to the end of this video. I'm gonna give you some bonus material of exactly what you need to know after closing. It's things I always tell buyers at the closing table, but if you know this information early on, it's gonna save you a lot of heartache. All right, hopping in, the first step to the home buying process is a pre-approval letter. Now, unless you're a cash buyer, you can pretty much skip this step, but even then you would still need proof of funds anytime you're gonna offer on a property. The reason for that is if you don't know what your buying power is, how do you know what price range of homes to go look at? So getting that pre-approval letter doesn't really cost you anything. A lender's not gonna charge you a fee. They'll essentially have you fill out an application. Depending on the lender, it might take anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes. All lenders really have a very similar process of things that they have to ask you in order to qualify you for a loan. So this is income verification. They're gonna get a good handle on your assets and your debts so that they can look at your debt to income ratio and help figure out how much your buying power is. Once you're pre-approved, the second step in the home buying process is the fun part. It's to go actually look at homes. I like to call this phase house speed dating because it's very, very important, especially if you're relatively new to the Salt Lake City market, to just get exposure to the types of houses that are out there. Go look at different neighborhoods, go look at different housing types, whether it's a townhome, single family, condo. It's good to get exposure to the market to really get a better grasp of what you're looking for. So looking at houses, especially back to back, is a very, very good strategy to be able to compare and contrast with what you think you needed with what you actually need in your wants and needs. The third step in the home buying process is actually submitting an offer. For a lot of first-time home buyers in particular, this can be kind of a scary moment during the home buying process. Utah calls it the real estate purchase contract, or the REPC. And the REPC is a 6-page document that is a standardized form that every transaction in Utah uses that spells out the terms of the agreement. Once an offer has been accepted, now we are in step number 4, which is the under contract phase. Now, some of the most important things that are going to occur during this process is sending in your earnest money, which has to be done within 4 days after your offer is accepted. The next step for most buyers is a home inspection, and it also gives you a chance to walk through the property with the home inspector so they can point out potential issues for you to be aware of. The second big hurdle between going under contract and closing is the appraisal. Again, the bank has to ensure that the amount you're buying the property for and the amount that they're lending you is in fact what the property is worth. They're not going to lend more than what they see the value as. The fifth and final step is what I call party time. This is when you're actually going to go to the title company and sign the closing documents. They will have all the closing documents prepared for you, and you're going to sign your name about 100 times. Once it actually funds and records, that's when you would normally get possession of the house and get the keys to move in. Now, I mentioned a lot about the home buying process. Of course, there's nuances depending on the situation. Some of the things I've said might be slightly different, or there might be a slightly different circumstance, but by and large, those are the 5 steps you're going to go through when it comes to buying a house. All right, if you've stuck around this long, I'm going to give you some bonus material. This is technically what occurs after closing, after you get the keys, and after you move in. These are things I always tell my clients at the closing table, but it's really good to know about these things. The first thing is that Utah is known as a non-disclosure state. What that means is however much you bought your property for and the final sales price is not part of the public domain. So companies like Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, they don't have the legal authority to know how much you bought your house for. However, your property selling is still recorded in the county records that a new lien or new mortgage was put against that property. And what that does is it triggers marketers. If someone knows that you just bought a house and you're now a new homeowner, you're gonna get a lot of people sending you mail trying to get your business. You're gonna have people knocking on your door trying to sell you, lawn service or home security system or pest control. And it's all because it was recorded with the county, and that is public domain. So there you have it. Those are the 5 steps to the home buying process. If you have any questions about any of those things, or if you want me to go into more detail about your specific situation, please reach out to me. My contact information is in the description below.